What could possibly go wrong, Kate? See, that's the thing. This is Richard Andrew here from Learn, Implement, Share, and I've got the one and only lovely Kate Russell from the Huddle. The Huddle's based in Adelaide, as is Kate. Adelaide happens to be my home city. So Kate's a business and corporate consultant and coach, and the Huddle is a consortium of all sorts of people. So, Kate, say hello and tell us about the Huddle.
Hello, everybody. Yes, the Huddle is a community of people who are keen for workplaces to be places where people love coming to work. And so what we do is we do workplace conflict management through team and leadership development. It doesn't have to be a conflict, but often there is a lot of our work starts with conflict, but we're really a community that's made up of a whole group of coaches and facilitators and then wellbeing experts and the like that create and support workplaces to do better. The Huddle is all about creating workplaces where people love coming to work. And so we do it as a community because the more people that are part of that process, the better the outcomes that we're going to get. And so we've got, as part of our community, we've got employers, we've got employees, we've got coaches, we've got facilitators, we've got wellbeing experts and the like. And we all work together and share ideas and share content and explore issues so that we create this environment where we start being a lot more empathetic and considerate in our decision-making rather than being reactive, which is really good.
So my understanding too is that because you've got a suite of experts, you can say yes to almost any project because, project number 5 might require these 7 people or 3 people or whoever, and then project 12,
Absolutely.
You can put a different combination depending on what they want. So it means you're much more able to say yes to a lot more projects that come your way versus a solo coach who can only say yes to certain projects due to their strengths.
That's right. So we created a wellbeing day for a school at the beginning of the year. We had 4 different people presenting on that day, and we did things in rotation. So we had 3 rooms going at any given time, and then we had somebody who did something special in the afternoon. So we were able to do that type of thing. And then in another forum, we've been asked to assist with a workplace where they are supporting somebody who's neurodivergent, who's struggling at the moment. And we're able to bring in a psychologist who's going to help that person and their leader communicate and work through some of their communication challenges at the moment.
So are you only working with Adelaide people or South Australia?
No, we work in Sydney and Melbourne as well. So
Sydney and Melbourne as well?
Yeah.
Plans to go?
Oh, we're going to take over the world.
You're going to take over the world,
right? Yeah, but initially we'll just work around Australia,
cool.
and I'd like to work in New Zealand as well.
New Zealand.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. It should be obvious that I'm Australian, but I do live in New Zealand. I've been here 10 years. It's not a bad place. No. So Kate, we connected over LinkedIn, I think end of last year.
Yep.
And very soon you had yourself an online community that you called the Huddle Inner Circle. So what do you like about the Huddle Inner Circle online space?
The good thing about it is that it's special. So we invite people in there, and it's a special community. So it's just the members of the inner circle are there. We can notify people easily of events, and people know where to come to find the event information. They can RSVP there. Right. We can have chats online about things. So we've got the public inner circle, but we can create little private spaces as well. Right. And so those private spaces might be an employer. So we have sort of different clients that we're working with. So we can do coaching and create a mini world inside that inner circle. So we have inner circles inside inner circles, right. But everything's in one place. We don't have this email chain. I really struggle with email. I think it's a terrible communication tool. Yep. And I really love the idea of chatting, but not everybody is on Facebook anymore. And that used to be sort of the go-to platform. But that was always a clunky platform anyway, because it wasn't great at hosting resources and the like. Resources.
And Facebook's not curatable is not quite the right word, but you can't customize the space, can you?
No,
whereas
you can't.
In the platform,
you can, and you can, absolutely, and you can do. So we've got a whole heap of resources that we hold in our inner circle space, so that people can add to it, and they can use whatever they like, because we've all just found them anyway. In the public arena. But it's really good to have all of those things in one space. We can have we can have jokes that you can have a running theme of a joke, and we've constantly got, we're always finding great cartoons that we add to the mix. And then you can have really serious and meaningful chats about important issues, and it's all in one space, and you can go back and find it really easily to explore that at another date when you might want to have that argument with a friend, or go back to a comment.
I think people don't realize how advantageous it is to have a system where you have this overarching space and then everything is within there. And this might sound nerdy, but it's actually really powerful. You could have a space in there. Look, it might be an event for an outside group, and they don't even have to become a member of the community to do that, right? So that the membership of each space can be independent of the overarching thing, which really, if you think about that, that's quite a rare thing. But typically you've got an online community here, and then over here there's course 1, and then over here's course 2, and over here's course 3, and then you need a website separate to that to try and link it all together, and it's a dog's breakfast, to coin a term. So having the overarching space I find is really great. But my involvement was simply just to get you started, though, wasn't it? Like you took the reins fairly quickly, and now you have Tom, who's your son in Melbourne, looking after the Inner Circle space, and then I'm coaching him occasionally if he has questions. So how does that all work for you?
Well, it works really well. It's good me not being the expert because I'm not always available, but having Tom work it out and having you set it up so that meant that, one, you're accessible, you're in a time zone that works for us, but also it because of the work that you do. So we're not having to reinvent the wheel. We're not spending a lot of time trying to self-educate ourselves. IT and I are not great friends, but Tom and IT work really well together. So he goes, this is straightforward. It's like, and then I say, how do you do this? And he says, I'll ask Richard. So, it's we're still working through that. But now that he's much more au fait with it now, and he's much more comfortable using it. And it's just been really valuable to have your support because because you know what you're doing, and then it's faster. It was faster to set it up.
Well, that's the thing. I'm here to save people time. So what was your decision-making process in the beginning? Because I obviously reached out and you must have thought, here we go again. Is someone who wants something from me?
Yeah, I did. And I actually don't often respond to those things. But,
is that right?
But for some reason you cut through. You must have said something.
I probably mentioned the Adelaide word or something, did I?
You probably used the Adelaide word. But whatever it was, the decision was, you contacted me on LinkedIn, then we had a meeting. And when you showed me what the program could do, that worked. I was really intrigued. I'd been looking for something for a long time to build the community online. And I knew that Facebook wasn't it, but I didn't know what else was. And we were using Kajabi at the time, and that didn't offer what I wanted in a community space. And I also wanted to be able to run online training and leadership development. And so I wanted it to be able to be both a coaching platform and a community. I wanted everything in one place. And when you showed me what it could do, that was truly it was a no-brainer to me. And that's why I got onto it really quickly. And then I played with it a bit myself, going, oh yes, it's intuitive. And intuitive in my brain doesn't work the same it does in other people's brains. So that's when it's like, no, actually, Richard, can I have some help with this?
Yeah. And so look, I mean, what I do with people who are curious is I just give them a guided tour. I mean, there's no stealing of information. I just go, well, look, here's a community, here's something else, here's something else. So do you have bigger plans for the Huddle Inner Circle?
I do. So we're in the process of adding some online courses that we will sell, so public online courses. And I'm also looking at now with our individual clients creating those private spaces. So we've only just started rolling that out, but we have constantly done a lot of our work face-to-face. Sort of we go in and we work with leaders and teams, and we might see them monthly or every 6 weeks. And that's why I was looking for an online tool to use to sort of keep that conversation going, or to provide additional coaching or going forward without sending an email that gets lost and parked in somewhere else. So we've just started rolling that out, and now we've got what we call a staying connected program.
Yeah.
So even if we do some work with a client, we can still stay connected with them really easily over every week, every month if we want to. And then it's up to the participants to also respond and connect, but it's all there in one space.
Yeah.
Love it.
And so while we're on the theme of mutual promotion, I will mention that one of my big backgrounds is spending 15 years putting together online and hybrid training for the education sector, like for teachers, and I've been a teacher. So one of my strengths is looking at someone's content and going, hey, we could just tweak this here and add this there, and have you thought about asking that question here, and maybe just strip some of the jargon out if it's there, just so it's very easy to access, and it's engaging, and it gives the learner agency over what they're doing. And
that's good.
Those sorts of adjustments can be minor on the surface, but major in terms of impact. So
yeah,
we could have a bit of fun with that down the track.
That'd be great.
All right. All right, Kate. Well, thanks for that. And
thank you.
We will be on. We vote for the same Aussie rules team too. That's the other connection. So we'll no doubt chat with each other at some point about work or play. And
indeed.
And I'll be there in October in Adelaide for probably
great.
3 or 4 weeks, and my sister's 70th. So that'll be great, and we'll no doubt meet up then.
Fantastic.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks, Richard.
See ya.